One, two, three. Well, hello, good people. It's Vania here, and I'm ready to tell the most exciting story. Wait, right before I tell you my story, can you guess what the title of the story is? No? So, today's story titled Aji Saka. Without any further ado, I'm going to start it with Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called Medang Kamulan, and this kingdom was ruled by a king named Prabu Dewata Cengkar. He was a rude, mean, and a dictator king. Many people in the village were scared of him. Why? Let me tell you. He had a strange addiction. He loved to eat human flesh. Ew! I couldn't even imagine how does it taste. And once a week, he commanded his messengers, Pati Junggul Muda, to find him some healthy humans to eat. And of course, one day, far away from the kingdom, there lived in a village called Medangkawit a young man named Aji Saka. He was a brave, smart, and a decent man. Well, everyone. He was the type of every person adored with. And one day, Aji Saka went to a river to find some fish, but suddenly, he heard someone was screaming fearfully. Sir, young man, please save me. They're trying to catch me. Please, I beg you. And Aji Saka was surprised to see the old man, so he embraced him and took him to the hut. Okay, sir, calm yourself down. Everything will be fine. You're safe with me, said Aji Saka as he tried to mollify the old man. Well, he was hesitant to asking what happened to the old man, so he kept his mouth shut and letting the old man to take a rest for a while. And it could be seen that the old man was still shivering. Well, hours had passed, and it seemed like the condition was getting worse. That old man's anxiety was overwhelming, and it seemed like that something bad happened to him, and it got him traumatized and shaken. Prabu Dewata Cengkar. He is a neighbor. He is human. Everyone has sacrificed their life for him. Even some of them are still trying to survive. We can't stand in this condition, cried the old man. What about the other? Could they escape? Asked Aji Saka curiously. But then the old man shook his head and answered, No, they are too weak to defend themselves. And hearing the old man's explanation, Aji Saka then decided to meet Prabu Dewata Cengkar and stop the menace. So one day, Aji Saka went to Medang Kamulan with his white magical turban. Everyone, this white magical turban was given by his guru, and it could be used to fight against evil. So Aji Saka took every step bravely, with no doubt. And on his way to Medang Kamulan, suddenly something big stopped his way. And it was the strangest thing he ever saw. That strange thing showed its appearance in front of Aji Saka. It was the evil genie. Look who's coming and disturb my siesta. This is my authority area, and no one is allowed to come to this place. Be my slave for 10 years, and I'll help you to get through this place, said the evil genie. Aji Saka then glared at him cynically and said, I'd rather die than dedicate my life to be your slave. And then, Aji Saka then and the evil genie started to fight for 7 days and 7 nights non-stop. Days had passed, and everyone, can you guess who came out as a winner? Of course, Aji Saka came out as a winner with the help of his white magical turban and his bravery. What a tiring journey. And he was finally arriving at Medang Kamulan. But suddenly, he heard someone was yelling, so he peeped behind the big wall, and he was surprised to see that Prabu Dewata Cengkar was mad to Pati Junggul Muda due to his inability to find him some human to eat. There he saw the Pati Junggul Muda reported, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. Please accept my apology. I couldn't find you any healthy human to eat. No, but I promise. Well, he hadn't finished his words yet, but then the king yelled at him and said, I'm starving! I'm starving! How dare you are? You're such a useless person! Whatsoever, I want food. Find me any food, or I'll eat you instead! I want human! Egg. It was the time. Then Saka revealed himself in front of the king. And the king was amazed with the healthy-looking guy like Saka. His eyes wide open, and he asked, Who are you? Asked the king. Saka then answered, Your Majesty, I am Saka from the village of Medangkawit. I am ready to be your meal, but I need something in return. Well, the king was amazed and excited at the same time. He laughed and said, Say what you want, say what you want. Okay, say what you want, I'll grant it, said the king. But then Saka took off his turban, he threw it on the ground and said, I want a land as large as my turban. Well, the king agreed, and he went on from his throne to measure his turban. But suddenly, something unexpected happened. The turban grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and it kept stretching until it covered the whole kingdom. Seeing this, the king was so mad, and his face turned so red. What is this? How dare you! Pati Tunggu Muda! Go get him! Go get him! How dare you! And he came closer to attack Saka, but it was too late. Suddenly, the turban wrapped itself around the king, and it began to strangle the king. He couldn't let him release, and suddenly, the turban threw the king to the South Sea, and whoosh! The waves carried him. The king had died and drowned. And ever since that day, people in the Medangkamulan thank Saka for his heroic action. And they agreed to make Saka as the king of Medangkamulan. Medangkamulan now became a village who was ruled by a wise and a smart king. Simply and slowly, Saka. Thank you. Time to say goodbye.